quick to share my thoughts on today's conversation in Mr. Max Live. Today's topic in his live was the Drake fans and the way they get aggressive when, and this is Mac's perspective, the way they get aggressive when people don't necessarily agree with the statement that this new album is a classic and it is album of the year. Now, let me start off by saying this. I am a Drake fan and I'm in his community. If you are part of these conversations, you also have heard Max say that he is also somebody that listens to Drake's music. He has no issues with Drake. But does he feel that this particular album is album of the year? No. Does he feel that this album is a classic? No. Is this album doing anything for him, and did he actually go and extensively into it and listening to it? I'm saying that's a no too. Um my take is this, and I continue to say this. I'm in agreement to the point where I don't feel it's his best work. I can, if I go right now on my streaming apps or look for videos and I put in Drake, chances are the songs I'm going to be bopping to are not the new joints. For me, a lot of his bangers are still his older stuff. Hey, L. So, but do I like the new album? Yeah, I like the new album. Is it album of the year? In my opinion, no, not for me. It isn't. Um, I do understand where Mac was coming from. I do think it's a bit excessive where somebody can't give their opinion or their review or their critique without being attacked because you don't share the exact same opinion that the person does. Um, to the point where you're in the person's live and then attacking them. And it got a little personal, especially at the end. My finger was hot again as moderator. Pew! uh, I feel that it's lack of maturity, to be honest with you. L, I'm sure you agree. It's lack of maturity when you can't have an open dialogue. Um, expressing opinions without people feeling like they need to go below the belt or attack others because they don't share your opinion. That's part of the reason why where we most of us live right now are in the predicament that we are in. Because people refuse to accept that there's other opinions. Now, you don't have to agree with those opinions, but don't attack people for being different or having different opinions. Also, they're attacking people that are their own. Um, if you look at it in a way of, we both listen to Drake, for example, me and Mech. We didn't say we don't. We're just saying we don't agree with the talk that it's the best album, it's a classic, and all of that. People are entitled to have their own tastes and their own perspectives. So today's chat in particular was him expressing how people are just coming at him left and right because he is not saying it is album of the year, because he is not in agreement with the fanatics um, or super fans, right? Because again, I am a Drake fan. I listen to Drake. I listen to the new album. I think he's hilarious. I love his acting. I wish he would do more of those little skits. I watch him all the time. I just don't feel that people, for example, if I give the opinion of that's not his best work. I'm sorry. Um, not for me, it's not. So for people to attack someone that has that opinion because they're not jumping on board and just running with the crowd and saying, "Oh yeah, it's album of the year." If you ask me, Breezy's new album is going to be album of the year. So, and that's my opinion. Now, am I going to attack somebody that's like, nah, Breezy sucks or whatever? I think that's ridiculous. But we all also know that, especially in this day and age, um, mental health is is not necessarily being taken care of in a lot of demographics. So I do feel at times when these people are on the attack, they feel like they're backing up their favorite artist. However, it might be their approach that's turning off the masses. Maybe what you should do is explain to people why it is you feel, um, why it is that you feel that it's album of the year. That would have been a much better dialogue, and you might have been able to make your point with Mech for the people that were, in the chat aggressively. Um, you might have made the point, and then Mech might have been like, "Oh, actually, that's a good point." You might have told them, "Listen to these songs," as opposed to attacking. So I do agree with him wanting to discuss that and also discuss it with the community, and I guess and see if we've seen the same. We have, and it's not just him. Now for me, I'm listening to the songs, and again, I don't dislike it, but I don't think it's his best work. I can't believe people are even saying that. Right now, when I look for music, um and I'm big in hip hop, which is part of the reason why, and Mech knows this, which is part of the reason why Mech has me moderating and is happy that I'm in the community. For me, Ti is putting out some of his best work right now. So the songs I'm hearing from Ti, which by the way, one of my favorite podcasts has him as their guest for this week's episode, and that's the R&B Money podcast. I cannot wait to Saturday to see that. I've done new music alerts, and I also did spotlights on the new music Ti was dropping, because to me, I was more impressed by what he's releasing or what he released as opposed to the new Drake stuff. Now it is so much new stuff that he dropped, and I know that people are all giving their feedback on why it is that they feel that he did 3 albums, and that one of the albums is intended to be more for the EDM type crowd in Europe as opposed to for America. All those things make sense to me, but are they accurate? Also, I'm into all different types of music. So I like that he switched it up and that it's not all the same. However, in my opinion, right now, if you tell me put on a Drake song, I'm most likely gonna pick one of my favorites that for me are really the classics. Um, and they're the older joints. They're not this new stuff. I haven't heard something new yet that I'm like, album of the year. So I'm not necessarily in disagreement with Mac in that perspective. I feel that it's really immature, and I feel it says a lot about the people that are coming into the chat when they feel like they have to attack people to make their point as opposed to, again, just having an honest open dialogue with the chat and the community. And I'm going to still keep doing Sniper B vibes, which is y'all keep on continuing to come out, get out of pocket with Mech. I'm going to keep on kicking you out for at least 24 hours. And if it's habitual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block the person. So I don't feel that there's any room in a community where he's trying to offer a safe space for men and women about the culture, for the culture, really into hip hop and really trying to speak about the music. and not to be personal and just be a disgruntled super fan because the person doesn't have your perspective. That's what blows my mind. But you know, in this day and age, I say it all the time, there's so much out there where you don't even really know who exactly you're talking to. I'm noticing every time somebody does something like that, I suspect a lot of times they're a bot. And that particular bot, most of the time, that handle does not have a picture. And actually, not most of the time. I believe every time when I look, the handle does not have a picture. It is, uh, a drawing or, a letter or whatever. So, yeah. I mean, it was good, L. Per usual. The conversation was good. Thank you for the like. Per usual. However, I see why he wants to address the topic of him trying to give his review or give his critique, but it starts getting personal because he has so many of these Drake super fans. The moment they see that he's not in agreement with the fact that he's like, nah, that's not album of the year, there's no way, and he's giving his perspective, they start attacking. That is what we were discussing today, and I am in agreement with that. I don't agree with that. No, I know yours doesn't, but you don't come in the room and attack us. Like literally, the immediately they came in the room and started with the nonsense. Um, I guess they just saw, the title that he put, and it was saying Drake fans, and I think a question mark, maybe. I can't remember. Or let's discuss I forgot what the topic was. But I know he put something in relation to that in the description. So they must have seen it, and immediately they were just coming in hot. But I'm hotter. Cause I was like, just say it. Just say something. Let me help you today. So, but it wasn't that many either. There was actually, our community is a good community, and we were definitely sharing all our thoughts. I just want to also point out that I've never been down with the whole dispute with Kendrick and Drake. And part of that was because I'm not a Kendrick fan. And I got no problem saying I'm not a Kendrick fan. I never saw the big deal. I personally am not down with all the Drake hating, and I understand he doesn't get along with like Rick Ross right now, and when he's beefing with, even though I read somewhere that that's not accurate, that he doesn't have any problems with DJ Khaled, and but that he has issues with different people, in part because of all the competitiveness. But do I dislike Drake? No. Do I care about all that beef? Hell no. Hell no. Here's what I do care about: the music. So when he's dropping new music and stuff and videos and things, that's what I'm paying attention to. And I could really, really care less what anyone else has to say about it. And back when he was, when it was the whole back and forth with Kendrick, I was like, I don't care, because whether he wins, loses, or whatever, it's going to be your perspective and not my own. And it's not going to make me stop listening to Drake. So, with all that said, I still don't believe that this is his best work. And I definitely do not believe that this is going to be the album of the year. Sorry, Drake. Um, Again, I'm a Drake fan. I listen to your music. I've been listening to these joints, but nothing is giving album of the year, not to me. I was a lot more excited again about all the new releases T.I. has had. And it's just a matter of preference, I believe, because I know when I hear the T.I. joints from the first time I heard them, I'm like, yes, banger. The beat, the lyrics, everything about it. Yes. And I continue to want to go back and listen to more. The songs I've heard for Drake, I was like, "Oh, we got a couple bangers and whatnot, and I'm sure I got to listen to them more. But are they giving me the same enthusiasm when I listen to it like the Ti stuff does? No, and I would be lying to say that it does just because I want to big up Drake. Because I got no problems with Drake. Nah, y'all are bugging. Um, you know the the people that were coming in the chat all like this, coming in hot and crazy. But that's my perspective. Mac, keep doing you. Keep being real. Keep giving your perspective. And I'm gonna keep kicking them right out when they get out of pocket. Um, L, it's nice seeing you. I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna post this. And then I'm gonna go to my IG. I need to get something quick to eat, but I wanted to make sure that I came on and I gave my perspective with that. And I wanted to also mention that I wanted to also definitely mention that this week's new episode of the R&B Money podcast has Ti as the guest, and I'm super happy about that again because of everything I just mentioned about the new music he's been dropping, and I am a Ti fan. I see Tank is back, so for those that know, that have been in the lives, and all the content that they're posting. Jay Valentine has been holding it down for, I don't know if it's a month already, but for quite a few episodes already, where Tank was busy in his thespian mode, where he's doing something for a show for Hulu, where he's doing his acting spiel. I can't remember the name of the show though. And for the meantime, Jay was holding it down as solo host. Excuse me. He did an amazing job as solo host. Um, but I knew the moment Tank would come back, everybody would lose their damn mind. And I already saw a whole bunch of comments, and yes, they are. Welcome back, Tank. I could see that Jay has this look of relief on his face, besides the fact that he has this huge ass smile in the content I've seen, at least on YouTube. Um, so I know he's happy his brother, as he calls him, is back. So we're all happy he's back. I can't wait to see the new episode, so I'm definitely going to mention it. Um, Spread love, be kind to others, be respectful. You definitely get more bees with honey, by the way. Pun intended, bees with honey. So everybody stay blessed. Go check out Mech's live. It's already posted on his page, so you know exactly what conversation I'm talking about. And I will catch y'all on the next live that I do, which I have no idea when it's going to be. Um, Stay blessed, y'all. Peace.